Welcome to Tuesday. Today we're going to be focusing on maximal strength plus finishing off with a little bit of midline work. So for your warm-up today, you're going to be performing 10 total Jefferson curls. Now a Jefferson curl, tongue twister, can either be with a weight or without a weight. If you have a weight, I would suggest to use it, but if you don't, it doesn't matter. You're still going to get a good stretch regardless. Your Jefferson curl you can see in the movement video following, but just ensure that you are really stretching out those hamstrings and just going nice and slow. It's all about having that control. Into 10 inchworms. So full stretch inchworm, no push up, just walking out as far as you can and walking back in. Don't stand up though. So once you walk back to your feet, you just walk back out again and walk back into your feet. And then 10 inchworms, walking back out with a push up, walking back into your feet and standing up. So a full-blown inchworm. Once you've done that, you're then going to accumulate 30 seconds each side in a side plank. Option 1 is just a standard side plank. Option 2 is a side plank with your other arm, so the arm that you're not resting on raised straight up in the air. And option 3 is your arm and leg raised straight up in the air. So you kind of look like a star. I would prefer you guys to choose either option 2 or 3, but please just go by feel. If you are flexible enough, we would like you to drop the kettlebell lower than the bench if you can. This is just to generate a lot more tension and stretch through your hamstrings. For our strength today, we're going to be working in a superset workout. So one thing I want you guys to remember before you get started is just that mind to muscle connection. The more that you can get your mind focusing on the muscles you're supposed to be working, the harder you're going to be able to make them work. All right. So A1, your movement is going to be a table row. For your table rows, I would like you guys to please perform these as an overhand grip as opposed to underhand grip this time. And we are going to be performing 3 sets of 10 to 12 quality reps. All right. Your A1 is going to be supersetted with your A2 movement, which is hamstring towel slides on the floor. So last week with your hamstring towel slides, I was getting you guys to just slide out, lower to the ground, bring the towel back in, lift, go again. Today, I want you guys to go out and pull it back in with those hips raised. Now, you're gonna feel this a hell of a lot more in your hamstrings. Don't pull a hamstring like I almost did, but you'll find it will just work a little bit more, okay? You're going to be performing 3 sets of 10 to 12 reps of these as well. So the way that you're going to work this is 1 set of A1, no rest, straight into 1 set of A2, rest 1 minute. Back to A1, follow that cycle again and again until you've done your 3 sets. If you're performing our strength and conditioning program today, then your A1 movement is going to be a barbell or dumbbell bent over row. Same amount of reps, just more weight focused rather than just body weight. Nice and slow, be super controlled, and tight core. Your A2 movement is still going to be your hamstring towel slides, as I do really want to hone in on getting those hamstrings nice and strong, a lot of body control on that as well. If you are someone that is lucky enough to have a rower, you can do rower hamstring curls, but that really just comes down to the equipment that you have available for you. D1 is a push-up complex. So you'll be completing 10 reps of push-ups with a wide grip push-up. Then you're going to shuffle those hands in to a normal hand placement, and perform 8 regular push-ups. Shuffle those hands in so that they're nice and close, and perform 6 narrow grip push-ups. Okay, one whole complex equals 24 reps. So 24 reps is one set, and you're going to be performing 3 sets of that, but you are going to be supersetting with B2. And your B2 movement is 1 plus a quarter single leg squats. So for these, you're going to be squatting down. If you can pistol, fantastic, do that. If you can't, it doesn't matter. It's not about the pistol movement today. It's about building stability and strength in your quads and in your glutes. Okay, it's all well and good to do these in pistols, but if they're sloppy, they're not going to be very helpful. So just be smart when choosing. But you're going to squat down, single leg, so either pistol or a box. Touch the box, come up a quarter of the way, squeeze, hold for a second, back down to the bottom, and straight back up. Again, your B1 and B2 movements are supersetted, so just ensure you have the correct amount of rest and try to move through them as fast as possible. T1 is a diamond grip pike press. So essentially this is just a close grip scaled handstand push-up. So our advanced version is going to be performing a wall walk up the wall, but stopping halfway and walking those hands in so that your body is creating pretty much a right angle. Okay, so 90 degrees. Make sure you have an ab mat under your head because it will help. But then you're gonna just push down to the mat, push back up, down to the mat, push back up. If you can't perform this against a wall, then use a box, a couch, a chair, chuck your toes or your knees, whichever level you're up to, onto the box and perform the same. These are essentially our pike push-ups. Knees being the easiest option, toes on a box being middle option, and wall being advanced option. You're going to be supersetting with a repeat movement from last week, which is banded good mornings. If you don't have a band, then you can perform really tight Superman holds. If you are performing our strength and conditioning program, then you're going to be performing barbell good mornings.
Like that.
Yep, and then walk your hands in a little bit. Bit more. Our D1 movement for today are table bicep curls. 3 sets of 8 to 12 reps. So for this, you're going to be laying under the table with an underhand grip this time. Just don't use your back too much. So rather than it being a table row where you're using your whole body to pull yourself up, we want you to lay under the table a little bit more and focus on those biceps pulling you up rather than your back and your shoulders doing the work. If you are doing strength and conditioning, or if you are doing the bodyweight program but you do have availability to weights, then please sub these out for either barbell or dumbbell bicep curls. Okay, our table row our table bicep curls is purely just a no equipment home version of the movement. If you have a barbell, I would suggest you use a barbell over dumbbells, but either or is fine. And you're going to superset this with a double leg calf raise, but a single leg lower. So going up on two legs, keeping one leg up, lowering down, and then dropping back down with the other leg. For our accessory today, you're going to be performing 3 sets each side. So it'll be 6 sets total, but 1 set left and 1 set right equals 1 set. 15 side plank hip lowers. Okay, to make this a little bit harder, you can use a dumbbell. So add a dumbbell or a weight plate onto the movement.